know that just by learning how to use your abs, you can already make your waist smaller? I want to teach you how. So first thing I want to do is I want you to tighten your abs. Tighten your abs and see what you feel, right? This is what I do with all of my clients. As soon as they do an exercise, I say, what do you feel? Because if you know what you feel, I can give you a cue to change what you feel. But the more you know what you feel, the more control you have of your body, and you can change things on your own, just by kind of knowing what you need to do. So when you tighten your abs, what do you feel? Do you feel pressure here? Does it feel like you're pushing out and it's kind of pulling you forward? Do you feel like maybe it pulls you up a little bit? What do you feel, right? Because if you know what you're starting with, we know how to change it and make it better. So the first thing I want to teach you is step one. Step one is sucking in, right? So if you're pushing out when you're bearing down on your abs, or you're feeling like you need to fart, that kind of ab engagement isn't providing you the right stability. It's actually pushing down on your spine and putting more pressure on your low back. It's putting more pressure on your pelvic floor. We need this kind of balance of both pulling up and pressing down. So, step one, push your stomach out. Dad bought it. Yes, stick it out as much as you can. And that's just stretching. You should stretch it first. You're stretching your deep core level, your transverse abdominis. You're stretching it out, right? So push out everything as much as you can, and then take a deep breath in, see if you can push it out even more. And then exhale. When you exhale, your stomach goes in anyways, and then suck in more. That's step one. That is your body's natural corset. It's the thing that pulls your waist smaller. So you've got CrossFit bodies, right, that are boxy and like square. And if you're not learning how to pull everything up and in, you're going to build a boxier shape. So this helps make a tinier waistline, but also it helps a lot with your stress, because that pulling in, it pushes on this thing called the vagus nerve. It runs directly through to your central nervous system, and it helps calm your central nervous system. It relaxes the lungs, it relaxes the heart, it relaxes your digestive tract. So sucking in is step one. I can also breathe, which if you're tightening your abs and you can't breathe, you can't do 20 lunges. So you need to be able to breathe. So normally, when we breathe through our nose, it's natural for our bodies to breathe to our belly. And then when we exhale, it naturally pulls in. So when you are pulling up and in, not only does it change my posture, it kind of pulls me longer and it takes pressure off of my low back, but now I'm just sucking in a little bit. I'm gonna breathe here naturally. I can still hold that pulling in. So step one is the sucking in, which you do need that kind of engagement solely for things like sit-ups. If you're bracing, you're creating a brick here, which fights the idea that you can move. So when you're doing sit-ups, you need to move. If I suck in, I can still bend and move around. So that's the first kind of ab engagement I want you to learn. If you have a hard time doing sit-ups and can't seem to keep yourself from holding your breath, or it feels really hard to get up, maybe you feel your low back, I'd suggest counting or singing a song, maybe just lipping a song while you're like doing your ab exercise, because it makes you breathe, right? 1, 2, or like you're blowing out birthday candles, because it's naturally going to do it. You know how to do this, it's just working with what you know. So then there, on top of that, then you have that six-packy tighten, that brace, but you have to pull up first, then tighten. And what it does is it kind of secures your ribs together. That pulls your six-pack together. Things like hernias, hemorrhoids, and diastasis, which is what happens with pregnant ladies. They get pregnant, their abs stretch, and then their six-pack sitting out here, and then it leads to like other organs trying to bubble out. So what you want is to teach your body how to pull everything up and in, and then tighten on top. Bracing is really important for things like powerlifting, so like your squats, like your heavy deadlifts, your bench press, having that extra stability so that you can give more support to the rest of the muscles that need the strength. Yes, you have to hold your breath if it's really heavy, but that just keeps you from wiggling out of shape and then causing an injury. So there's different ab engagements for different things, but I wanted to start you with this one today.